I said I wish you guys can do some dance moves to show us exactly what you're made of. Because to see you guys in person, it's like so cool. You guys are so talented. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
It's been kind of a whirlwind for you guys since since
Very
the audition process.
Yeah.
And then you're on the live shows, working with your partners, and now you guys are on tour.
Yeah.
So where do we start? Let's start at Lex. You won.
Yes.
Yeah. Sure.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
What was that feeling like when your name was called? Because you guys were next to each other, and I really thought it was going to be a tie because you're both so amazing.
I mean, it was definitely like a shock and surprise. I thought she was gonna win,
No way. I already knew he was gonna win. So.
but it was very surprising and very amazing experience.
Yeah.
What about you being runner-up? That deserves a round of applause too.
Thank you, guys.
Out of all the
Thank
people
you.
who auditioned.
Yeah, it's been an amazing journey. It's crazy, and to just be standing there, especially next to Lex, I think the two of us were just so happy for each other no matter what happened. So, yeah.
So let's go back to the beginning when you guys are auditioning for the show. What was that experience like for each of you individually? Because we only see so much when we're watching it, but I'm sure you guys go through.
Oh yeah, there's so much more
Yeah.
before, actually going on stage and seeing the judges, and yeah, it's a whole process. But I think for me, I've been dreaming of that moment since I was like 8 or 9. It was season 2 when I first saw the show, and I was like, I definitely want to do everything I can to be on the show, and I had to wait years and years so that I was old enough, and then now that I was able to, it was like a dream come true to just be standing in front of Nigel and Mary and then Vanessa this year. So it was an awesome experience for me. It was probably the most nervous I've ever been in my entire life. Yeah.
Other rounds, before you see the judges, are you auditioning for producers or?
Yeah, there's quite a bit that you have to go through before the judges round. So by the time you are to the judges, it's already an accomplishment, and it's already there like, holy cow, I can't believe this is real kind of feeling.
How about for you, Lex? Felt the same way?
I honestly was I was on a tour with Travis Wall's Shaping Sound, and I was on a nearby in New York City, so I decided to audition, and I had nothing.
Go for it and then I'll win, you know what I mean?
I had nothing planned because it was such a last-minute decision to make, so I had nothing planned at all. So everything was improv, and it was quite scary.
Amazing.
So then you have someone who's been looking to be on the show forever. You probably crafted your audition piece, like
Actually,
going over and over it in your head to get it right. No?
I don't know. I wish yes, but it was kind of like a last minute, like, you gotta get it together, and yeah, it's crazy.
I'm sure you're up there for like a minute, right? They give you a minute
Oh
to
my
dance.
goodness, yeah. We were there from like 6 a.m. and I was the last contestant of New York. So I didn't dance till 7 p.m. And you have to sit there and watch everybody either go through, get cut, or go to the, what is it called?
I have no idea.
Dance Academy?
Yeah.
Like the other rounds, that you have to go through before you actually pass. But I was literally sitting there like, okay.
Were you in New York too for the audition?
I was in New York.
So
I was
did you see Lex dance?
I did.
Yeah.
You
Oh, you did?
second, right?
Oh,
Weren't you first or second?
I don't really remember.
Yeah, this was actually back in February or something?
Yeah,
March maybe? Yeah, it's been a
absolutely.
while, but yeah, I watched him and a standing ovation, and I was just like, I have to go after that?
What time? What time?
Yeah,
How
I'm like, I'm glad I still got a while because I don't want to go after
Well,
that.
especially if you knew Travis Wall too, who
yeah.
everybody loves Travis, right? I mean, he was on the show. Now he's one of the most successful choreographers
Right.
we have in the business.
Yeah.
How did you get involved with Travis?
I've been like being in touch with him like for a while, and he's asked me to do the company like maybe right before we started. I've taken he teaches at Nouveau Dance Convention and Break the Floor conventions as well. So I've been taking a couple of his classes, and he finally scouted me, and it's been an amazing time with him. He's a genius.
And you got to dance with him on the show, right? For a piece.
We promoted Shaping Sound for the finale, so it was amazing.
What was that like to dance with Travis? Because again, he's one of those people who the show's kind of made him more, prevalent in the business. But
Yeah,
he's such a good dancer.
it's very pressuring. Since I was a contestant, and he's already made himself well known, and he's very well established. So it's just my end has to be on top of this game, That's about it, though.
I feel like you were always on your game, Lex. You too, Keone.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
you
I think
guys
it's
are
more so
just-
her.
Thanks. No, team effort.
What about you? Who was your favorite choreographer to work with on the show? Was there someone who stood out, who kind of pushed you the most?
I mean, every choreographer, it's so interesting to see every choreographer's process throughout like the week when we have to learn it and rehearse, and just seeing all their different strategies on how they teach us, especially if we've never done this style before. So with that, I would have to say Val. Salsa with Kiki, that was the craziest week of my life. I've never done salsa in my life, and Val had taught me like everything in just an hour, and he taught it to me with so much like love and so much confidence, and he made me feel like I could do salsa, and it
Killed it.
yeah, but I didn't feel like it was crazy because I just felt like I really didn't know all of the techniques that I wanted to know, but there's only so much you can grasp in an hour that you have with the choreographer, and yeah, but the way he made me feel and the way he taught it to me was just perfect, and it was a great week of an experience, and yeah.
And you're dancing with Kiki, who that's his
Oh yeah, exactly.
style.
So it was almost even more scarier because it was his style, and I didn't want to let him down, but it was also amazing because he knew how to lead me, especially in ballroom, because the guy has to lead the girl, so he kind of did all the work for me, and I was just like,
You're like
moving my hips and just,
Yeah.
smiling and whipping my hair, but everything else, he kind of took it on for me, so.
I can't believe you guys you're with the choreographer for an hour? That's all you get?
The first learning, like
Yeah.
you learn everything in an hour. And then from then on, it's kind of up to you to just, you and your all-star to like maintain it. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's pressuring.
Did you have a dance that was hard for you, or a choreographer that pushed you?
It wasn't necessarily like a push, but like it was more challenging. It was my first week with tap. I love tap. I've been doing it for my whole life, but having Anthony Mojorato, he's one of the best tappers in the world right now.
In the world.
He still holds like the Guinness World Record for most tap sounds in a minute,
Yeah.
I think. And just having that was very pressuring, but it was also very fun because I think it was the only tap piece in the season.
Yeah.
And I feel like we kept tap alive in there because I feel like tap is a dying style, and I feel like dancers in general, we have to represent it well. So I feel like hopefully I did that right.
For
But-
sure.
It was great.
Yeah.
I mean, you should have been like, give me the most taps so I can have the Guinness World Record. Like, throw it in there. Because you were with Gabby, who's like an incredible tapper,
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
What was it like to have her as a partner, as your all-star all season?
I think she was like the perfect fit for me. I feel like if there's one dancer that I want to be like, it's her, because she can do absolutely everything.
Everything.
With like very, very, she can make it look like it's hers. And she's taught me a lot of things that I didn't even know about myself. So very, very, very proud to have her.
Yeah.
What about you with Marco, who's like, incredible, too?
Yeah, Marco was my best fit for sure. I mean, I call him my dance dad. He literally, does he not? He watches out for me as if he's my own dad. I mean, every second I was off the stage, he would just already have a water bottle in his hand ready for me to drink. Like, he was amazing, and he pushed me so much. Our personalities are different, but our work ethic is the same. So when I was too chill, he would like push me, and when he was too chill, I would push him, and we just had a really good balance. Yeah, it was awesome. I couldn't have asked for a better all-star.
Because I'm sure it's great to learn. These all-stars have all done the show as well, so
Yeah.
they have experience with the scheduling and
Yeah.
what happens. Did you guys kind of learn from them and then kind of see what you could become after the show wraps?
Definitely.
Absolutely. I feel like they know so much more than us, especially in the show because they're so experienced. And I don't think if it was just us alone, it would be a quite more pressuring experience.
Yeah.
And brutal.
Yeah.
So I think they made that easier for us.
Yeah. They made it very enjoyable for us.
Yeah.
It's
You
awesome.
see them go on to, they're all-stars on this show, but then some of them are the teachers on Dancing with the Stars as well. We have like Whitney and Lindsay and Jenna.
Yeah, it's
and,
crazy.
yeah. Would you guys ever go to ballroom and be pros on Dancing with the Stars? Scary?
Actually, I said in my next life that I want to be a ballroom dancer.
The
After
salsa
the
in ya.
salsa, I was like, why have I not done this my whole life? It was the most thrilling feeling on stage to be able to like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was awesome. And I was like, my next life, I want to be a ballroom dancer.
Well, you can always go back and start
know.
taking more classes in that style.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I just want to like start from the top and just like really train in just ballroom and just perfect it. It was
Yeah, you're like, Lee, I've been training my whole life in contemporary
Yeah, I'm
dance.
like-
I don't need something else. Would you guys ever consider if they asked you to be all-stars on a future season, would you go back and help somebody else?
I don't know. My personality is very dry and boring, so
It's not boring. It's
That's
actually
why he won, guys.
It's
He's
actually
boring.
hilarious. He has one of the best personalities I know. Yeah.
I don't know. As an all-star, I feel like there's still much more for me to learn,
was
and
gonna
I
say
don't know if I have enough experience and knowledge in order to pass on to other people. I feel like once I get to a certain position of my dancing, I feel like I could pass it on to others. But for now, I don't know if I have enough credibility in order to be an all-star yet. But I don't know. Maybe in the future. Maybe
I
not.
think he
I
does.
think you do. I think you both do.
Definitely her.
Oh,
Was there,
I would love to, but
well, you said you wanted to do ballroom now, but Lex, is there a style that you learned on the show, or I'm sure you kind of know every style, but is there one that you were like, ooh, maybe I should go take a class on this and kind of perfect it?
Definitely ballroom because I was inflamed for that.
he was not. I think we all, like, other than Kiki, I think all of us would say ballroom for
yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
Then you see Kiki doing like hip hop, and you're like, how do you do this all? Like,
Yeah,
it's,
he
it's
can
totally
do it all.
different movements.
Yeah,
A
dark
lot of
horse right there.
respect, yeah, for the whole top 10. I mean, everybody is so different, and everyone is so diverse in what they do and their styles. And I mean, Dassie's a popper, and it's amazing to see everybody do all these styles that are just thrown to us, and it shows why it was the top 10. Like, it's really cool to witness
Definitely,
that, yeah.
for sure. I don't think there could have been. A lot of people say like, aren't pros not supposed to be on the show? But I feel like if you're not a pro at what you do and what you do with other people, then I don't think you can survive the show
Right.
as well as the top 10 did.
Yeah, it's so much more than dancing. I feel like
Yeah.
dancing is really just a little part of the show, and
Yeah.
what we learned in ourselves and just self-discovery was the biggest part of this, and just the strength that you find within yourself to be able to take on all just everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very, very taxing, but at the same time, I think the best experience for both of us.
Yeah.
What was the day in the life of you guys for that? You know, when you're gearing up for the week for the show, what was your week like? Like, we only get to see again like little packages
It's a
of what you guys go
long week.
through. Yeah,
I mean, like 9 to 9.
Yeah, in
maybe
a
even
nutshell,
8
you
to
wake up
9.
early, dance, come back, sleep, and then do it all over again.
every day.
Every
Every
day.
day.
Just hours and hours of dance.
Yeah,
Sometimes our call times on show days would be 4 a.m. And yeah,
yeah.
you have to be on stage by like 6 a.m.
Ready
ready
to
to
go.
go. And the audience is already there, and you're just like,
No.
wake up.
Hi,
Hey.
I'm a zombie.
Right.
But then you guys have to also go for like costume fittings and stuff like that. Did you guys enjoy that experience of it, like the artistic, creative side of how they bring it all together on stage, so your dance really comes
It's
alive?
absolutely amazing, like
Yeah.
what goes into an actual TV show.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like for both of us, we thought it was just gonna be dancing, and it's so much more than that.
Mm-hmm. So much
Just the
more.
creative network of it, and
Yeah.
all the advertisements and all the
Yeah.
creative direction that everyone takes with it. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Wardrobe played a huge part.
Yeah,
And shout out to Marina. We
Yeah.
love you and your team so
Absolutely.
much. So, yeah.
And what was it like to hear Kat Deely say your name? Like, he is Lex. That's
Yeah.
like my dream for her to say that to me, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, she's
when I first
amazing.
heard that, I was like, oh,
Yeah. I think the first time we all saw Kat, we were all kind of just like, oh my God, it's Kat Deely.
Yeah.
You know? Just because we watched the show growing up, and for it to be our turn to actually be talking to her, and like,
and she's such an amazing human. Like she's
so,
giddy.
yeah.
Yeah.
She was here, and we had such a good time with Kat
yeah,
on the show.
yeah, she's incredible.
No wonder she's a host.
Yeah.
So you guys did a great routine that I have to call out. It was a Broadway one where you were like a pizza delivery guy.
Yep.
And,
Yes, I was at home.
Did you guys enjoy dancing together? Do you wish you could have danced together a little bit more? I know you guys did 2 or 3
Too,
dances.
yeah.
I mean, yeah. I think that for both of us, we dance like we fit really well together.
Agreed.
And she's such a powerhouse, and like all I have to do is basically like support her, and she does everything herself. So it's really easy. She's an amazing partner.
Thank you. I mean, I would say the same about him. I don't have to worry about, I don't have any worries dancing next to him. And I know that he's got himself, which I think is really important when you're dancing with a partner, is the trust. And I have 1,000 complete trust in Lex, always, with not even just dancing, but as a human being. I think he's like my brother to me. So I trust him with my whole life. And like, it's cool how close you get through this whole process,
Yep.
because little did I know that I would be so close to Lex Ishimoto. Like, it sounds crazy, but it's true, and
Yeah.
it's an honor to dance with him and to be so close to him, and yeah, it was awesome.
And now you guys are on tour together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's the tour going? You guys just started the beginning of this month, right?
Yep.
And it's kind of just back-to-back shows.
Whirlwind.
Has it been exhausting, or is it like thrilling and exciting to go see people who have watched the show in
It's
the crowd?
very exhausting,
Both.
but in the end, it's very worth it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's very different from a setting of a TV show because you're dancing and talking to a camera, which is the audience that we have now.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's good to give back because they've done so much for us. Because most of the show is us doing what we do, but then it's out of our control whether we go past it or not.
Right.
Because it's all up to the audience members and the voters. So it's good to like just give back and have it like have them like see our enjoyment.
See it live. I feel like it's a different experience when you get to watch dancers live versus on a TV.
Yep.
So I think it's really cool that we finally get to see the people who've supported us throughout this whole journey, and yeah.
And the pressure's off because now you can just kind of have fun
Yep.
because there's
Yeah.
no voting involved.
Yeah.
Like you guys
Yeah.
know the outcome.
Right, right. I think what was really cool though with this whole top 10, and then especially as the weeks gone by and it was the top 4 and the 4 of us, there was no competition, I feel, between us. I mean, obviously there has to be, but between us and the friendship that we had, it was so easy, and that was the last thing on our minds, were the competition aspect of it. So I think we got really lucky, especially with the 4 of us. Like,
Absolutely.
you know, it was
Taylor, you guys, and Kiki, right? And I bet towards the end, you guys you don't care
Yeah,
really
at
who
this
wins.
point,
You
Yeah,
just want
it's out of it's
Yeah.
completely out of our
we
control.
actually had
so-
a dinner. Yeah, we had a dinner one night, and we literally just told each other, like, whoever gets anything in this top 4, we are the happiest for each other.
Absolutely.
So it was really cool to just have that moment. That's the moment I won't forget.
Yeah.
You all get
Yeah.
to go on tour, and that's
Yeah.
so fun.
Exactly, and all 10 of us are back, and we all get along so well. And
Absolutely.
Marco and Jasmine are on tour with us too.
Are they really?
Yeah,
That's great.
2 all-stars. Yeah.
I always loved. Has anyone here gone to see the tour? It's so exciting and fun to see you
gonna be
guys, like
awesome.
you guys said, in person because it just changes the whole
Yeah.
experience. Before I go to audience Q&A though, what's next for you guys? What are your hopes? Training your whole lives to be not just on a show, but to be incredible dancers. What do you hope comes from the show?
I mean, it's a hard question, yeah, because I feel like as dancers, you never really know what's next, and I think that's also what the best part of it is. So I'm kind of just right now focused on the tour, definitely. I am working with the company, Dana Foglia Dance Company. I've been training under her for a couple months before the show, so I hope to continue to train with her afterwards and see where life takes on from there. But definitely I want to be in that company, and yeah. Thank you.
You luck.
Same as her. I feel like we don't think about the future too much, especially for both of us. I feel like we like to enjoy the moment a lot and stay present. But for me, I feel like I might rejoin Travis Wall's Shaping Sound for the winter tour. But after that, I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, we don't ever know
Yeah.
until...
Keep us on our toes.
Yeah, and we sign up for that. I don't know why we do that to ourselves, but it's crazy. There's no stability, but at the same time, that's
The
what...
thrill of it.
That's
is
the thrill, yeah.
What we live off of.
Yeah.
You guys got to go on tour with like Taylor Swift or Lady Gaga or something. That would be
yeah.
fun.
One
Live
day.
the high life.
Right?
Who's up first for Q&A?
Hi.
Hi.
So, during your training or performing on stage, have you ever had an injury or fear of getting hurt?
Oh, man, yeah. I mean, if you look closely at our live shows, he's taped up everywhere. I'm taped up everywhere. I mean, it's bound to happen, but...
Yeah, I think that's like the dancer's life. We struggle with injuries all the time, but it's just maintaining them and like knowing when to like focus on your injuries and knowing when you can look past
through.
it
Yeah.
and push through the performances because that's ultimately like what we do in
Yeah.
general. But maintaining the injury is very, very strugglingly hard.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
What's been your worst injuries? Anything really
I just
gruesome?
feel like we're always in pain. I mean, our
I hurt right
bodies
now.
are constantly in pain.
I mean, I have I have 2 rotating cuff injuries on both shoulders. I have kind of like a strained back, and I have a ankle injury from another tour.
Yeah,
the
everything's
list goes on and
messed
on.
up. Yeah, like, I was gonna say I don't even know where to start because
Yeah.
everything just you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
You just have to like crack both hips all the time.
No.
Yeah, I actually like dislocated my pinky toe. Like the day before the show, I was rehearsing with Kiki and I was doing a turn and it was me, Kiki, and Mandy Moore, and then I was turning on my foot, but my pinky toe like got left behind, so it just completely just like snapped the other way, and Kiki was like, "Oh my God, your toe just snapped!" And I didn't know what to do. And then an hour later, like I just wanted to keep dancing because your adrenaline is going, so I just didn't want to stop. And then I like looked down at my pinky and it was completely purple and black, and I ended up having to get an X-ray, but I'm okay.
Did you have to like snap it back in place?
I think I did it myself. Like I didn't realize that's what I did, but like I heard the pop and I was like, "Oh, I think I just put it back."
Like,
and,
ow.
yeah.
Well, because your pinky's like
Happens.
all about your balance
Well,
too.
and it kind of sounded stupid. Like at the doctors, they were like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And I was like, "My pinky." It just sounds so lame, you know. But then they look at it and they're like, "Oh my God, yeah, it's kind of serious." So it's the little things.
Oh, dancer's life.
It's the little things.
Next,
Literally.
here we go.
Hi guys.
Hi.
So first of all, I'm actually studying ballroom right now, so I totally,
God,
I totally
amazing.
understand the thrill. And I'm actually studying at Val Studio, which is really cool.
Oh. whoa.
But my question is, what's something that you can tell us about Gabby and Marco that we might not already know?
Spill the beans, guys.
Oh, Marco. Oh man.
I know Gabby loves applesauce.
Oh yes, she does. She does.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I know what Marco is. I hope he's watching this right now if he is. He loves food, Korean barbecue especially. He will throw down some Korean barbecue. He loves cooking. Yeah.
Applesauce and Korean barbecue. Sounds like a meal to me.
Yeah,
Then
we
you guys just
literally-
burn all those calories when you're dancing. We have time for one more.
Hey, congrats on all the success so far. During each performance, what went through your minds?
Question.
I feel like on each performance, like right before it, I feel like we're thinking about like what we need to do, like because since like we're doing each style is like different for us. I feel like we need to get into that zone, but as soon as you go on stage, that all like just
It just
disappears,
goes away.
and like it's really like the thrill of it, you know. I feel like especially with our all stars, we know that we're good, like.
Yeah.
We can do it, and we have the best support in the world. So I
Yeah.
feel like it's just the thrill of it and the fun of it.
Yeah. Once you're on stage, you can't. There's no more time to be nervous or scared or think about doing the right or wrong thing. I think as professional dancers, our job is to know it by the time we are on stage. So on stage, it's time to enjoy and just live in the moment. But before that, it's the freaking out. And then once you're on stage, you don't freak out.
And there are some dances where you guys would get like super emotional or really into
Yeah,
the
you
dance.
have to tap really, really hard. Into
How
the
did you
dances.
guys kind of tap into those emotions, or do they just come to you naturally when you're doing a dance like?
It depends, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it really depends on the choreographer, like what they really want as an
Right.
intention, like what they bring to the table, like if you have an intention or not. But usually, if there is a storyline that really like touches us, or it becomes real to us, then we don't really need to try
Yeah.
to like emote anything because it just comes out because that's what as dancers what we do. Like we tell stories and
Yeah.
yeah.
And dance is so much more. It's our lives that we're explaining when we dance. So I think with every storyline that we get from a choreographer, we have to find our ways to, like, how is it our interpretation of the story, and we have to bring in our truths and our, past and present, or whatever it is that we're going through. We have to emote that. So it is a lot of like vulnerability that we have to share when we're dancing, and we're sharing what we are inside and what we've gone through in our lives. So it's very deep. You know, if you think about it, it's really, we pour our hearts out for someone to just understand a story in 1 minute. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, you guys are incredible,
Thank
and this
you so
season
much.
was so good.
Thank you.
Good luck on the tour. I hope you enjoy
you so
every minute
much.
of it, and then
Appreciate
when
it.
it's done, you
That's
guys can like just soak in an ice bath and
Yeah.
just
That'd be
relax.
nice.
Forever.
Eat some pizza.
Yeah.
nice.
Thank you guys for being here.
Thank
Thank you
you
guys
so
too.
much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you
Thank you.
guys. Thank you. Yay.